And this is the Nobody Talks Shidduch podcast special COVID-19 and Shidduch crisis episode. We're live here in the bunker of the Shidduch Studios podcast.
6 feet apart. We're all safe.
Yes,
and we are following.
We've all been tested negative. We are in a secret location, about 6 feet 6 feet apart from each other, and. But on a serious matter, and hopefully this will be, are we up to, what episode is this?
Episode number
intro
18. 18 for Chai, Peyton Manning, all the important things in life.
Yes, Chai, Peyton Manning. And,
18 you could drink in Israel, that's...
18 you could drink, right, yeah, so, yeah, that's a good number.
Should be there.
18 on the podcast.
Excellent.
It was a great intro.
Thank you very much, Misty. We're back from the intro. So I did want to kind of just go with the flow this episode, see what we can come up with on our own. It's a very, very tough time, and I don't have to go on with that. But let's think about, what's dating going to be like after this? Can we date night like right now? What's it going to be like right now?
Well, when is it going to be normal?
My podcast episode is going to be congratulations, you're now all long distance dating. Isn't that a great topic?
That should be the topic. What does that mean?
Because now we're all long distance dating, even though the girl I'm dating lives 2 houses down.
We are, but we're not. We're all not, because we're not all abiding by the rules. Some people are, going on dates.
Who?
Believe
Where
me,
are they
I've
going?
been to parks.
What
I've
are they doing?
People playing chess like the old men play in the parks. I've seen them
with no
fishing.
gloves, no masks.
No gloves, no masks. They've been going against the rules, against the law. So it's not true that it's. There have been people that have been taking this as the new normal, and they've just been going about their business as if nothing has changed.
Well,
they've been doing the picnics.
Do you think that's bad?
I think it's hard to say. It depends on the person. Some people struggle with these type of things more. Some people are just more apt. Some people are just more apt to listen to the rules, and some people really struggle. It's not the easiest thing for somebody to say,
right?
They're evil for going to do a minyan. Some people have the strongest urge to go start a minyan or go on a date or go be with their friend socially and have a discussion.
Yeah.
And some people just don't have that urge. There's homebodies and there are not homebodies,
True. But you can have that urge and still stay home. Not everybody
You can. Yeah, you can. Well, you're really going through a tunnel there, Misty.
We're for everyone to know, we have special plastic bags over the mics because of
FDA approved.
FDA approved.
We got that one rushed in the timeline.
So, basically, right now, everyone's long distance dating, and this has absolutely, of course, affected everyone because there's only a certain amount of, I call, energy. Let's just say energy. Energetic capital. That's what I refer to it as, energetic capital. There's only a certain amount of energetic capital that a person has. And right now, you don't even realize how much you're putting that towards calming yourself down because this is real. It is scary. Thank God at this point we have a better idea of what's going to happen. But we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how life is going to be after this. We don't know where life will take us. We don't know how we're going to get back to who we were, or we don't even know if we'll ever be able to reach that point. But one thing doesn't change, and that might be shidduch dating, but hopefully we can change it together. So let's say here now, whether you're not shidduch dating or you're shidduch dating, and then if you are shidduch dating, what do you do? Where do you go? Are you doing the right thing? And I think that's kind of the discussion I wanted to lay out for one another. Here's some helpful tips on how to do this dating right now. Whoever's out there saying don't date, look, don't listen to that person. You got to really decide on your own, whether that's through your Rav, that's through your therapist, that's through your older brother, that's through your cousin who's a very popular person, whoever, or your boss at work, whoever that might be. Maybe it's a kosher foodie Instagram influencer. Maybe it's that person.
Right, maybe.
But talk it out with them and say, well, this, that, the other. So now you've decided to continue dating. Where do you go? What do you do? Avery.
Well, as I was saying before you cut me off, I was saying that there are people that are not just going by their own, just not stopping.
Okay,
there
well,
are not people not dating. There is a good reason to stop dating. It's against the law. It's
not against the law.
It's against some laws.
It's not against the law.
To go meet somebody that it is.
Wait,
it's violating.
No, what if you're Zoom dating?
Yeah,
it's violating distance rules to go meet up.
What if you're Zoom dating?
Zoom dating is BS. That's not a date. It doesn't go anywhere. What's a Zoom date?
What do you mean? We had that caller that said her friend.
They went on 3 dates, and then what?
No, she's like they're talking engagement already.
Oh, please.
Do you not believe that?
But then they went out. They didn't just Zoom date for 2 weeks.
All right. But they went out how many
physically.
times?
But they went out during a social distance issue.
So you're saying Zoom doesn't lead anywhere?
How could it? Unless you want to go against the social distancing rules and go meet up with somebody else during this crisis. Now, obviously, if you're doing it safely and smartly, I would, because I'm that type of guy, then yeah.
Well, let's first take it. Avery, is there anywhere to go right now to Shidduch date?
For me, I have...
No, not for you. Let's say in general. There's nowhere to go.
There's absolutely nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go.
No.
So the first thing is that we physically really are totally constricted to actually where we can go.
Is there anything to talk about?
There's nowhere to go.
Is there even anything to talk about while you're
Are you able, right? So are people actually able?
What do you mean talk about? Like
half the country is, losing their jobs and, Chas v'shalom,
in a crisis.
They have, some loved one or just heard about all these people that are in the hospital or recovering or, might be sick and ill and they're davening for, is it really such a time to go have a fun, conversation? What's there to talk about when there's all this depressing news going on?
You talk about that. Or there's other stuff to talk about. I don't know.
Well, there are some people that are so depressing and negative. Right?
No, it's true. Yeah.
Maybe are those people flourishing right now? I want to know. Are you doing well? Those people are probably running around happy. Like, I told you the world was coming. I told you. I told you, Smitty boy, and you didn't listen to me.
You see people's true colors during this time.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Like big time.
So is it let's say you were dating a girl before this happened. Mm-hmm. Okay. Things were going well. Mm-hmm. You liked her. You just got out of stage 1. Now this thing happens.
Yeah, I'd recommend.
You've had that physical time.
It's easier.
So you've had the physical time. Now you're going back to as if it was date 1, and you're videoing, you're Skyping, you're Zooming.
Yeah.
Can that work?
What's that movie with Ashton Kutcher? It's like the butterfly effect, or Benjamin Button. You're just going. Yeah, it's just like Benjamin Button. You're getting older. You're going further in time, but your relationship is mitigating back to stage 1. You know what I mean? It's not going.
Why stage 1 though?
It's not progressing because when you can't go out and do something.
But you've been to that part already. You were through stage 1, and now you're. I'm saying you already know each other to a certain extent, so you're not.
An example would be you went on 3 or 4 dates with somebody, and you were just entering the dinners and the frequent going places,
like that
movie stuff, the adventure stage, or what do they call it? The action dates. And that. And that really shows a lot. That's what I call action. Yeah, she's like Jackie Chan action.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But that really changes the date. It really shows an insight into what the person's like, how they play, because you're playing a game with somebody. It gives insight into them.
But this also gives insight how to deal with a crisis and how
in a bad way. Yeah.
Why bad? Also good.
Because
you see if they're really depressed and they're really
true.
Then you see a lot from a person like that.
Yeah,
otherwise, you don't know how they would act.
You're right.
If someone's home all the time, everyone reacts differently to it. So you get to see how somebody.
I'll concede that point, but when you're not with someone and not doing things,
that's true too.
You're missing out on a big side of their personality. Right. So yes, you're going to see them in a crisis.
So it's both.
You're going to see everyone in a crisis.
Right.
So that's fine. You're going to see them when the stakes are raised.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see them when they're in action. And, so you're just missing. It's like you're coming to the table and, you have to make a decision on something. Yeah. And you just don't have all the information. So, for example, the NFL draft is going on this Thursday night and they have to pick players and they're making teams. And yes, I'm very into that. Mm-hmm. And they have to make these decisions without all the information because you can't all these news anchors don't have all the information. They're all in their homes making reports done. So
what do you suggest people
fuzzy.
do then? If
I've been leaning now more towards the break, doing the quarantine break.
That, yeah.
I think I've been leaning towards that now
because it makes sense.
So the quarantine break is that popular, Miss D?
Yeah, for sure. Like you were saying, Avery, like a lot of people took time off. We took a poll, no? Like who's dating?
Oh yeah, most everyone
like,
is
no,
not
like,
dating.
No one's dating. Yeah.
A lot of that could be just from the crisis itself, not necessarily from the quarantine.
So it's a good time to take a break, anyways. Like if you were thinking about it, but people are like scared to take. I think there's a whole other topic, but people are scared to take a break because no, I can't afford to take a break.
Right.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
think
blah,
about
blah.
a girl who's getting older.
Or
Think about a guy's getting fatter. That guy doesn't have to be older.
Right, but no, but
whatever.
There is the fear of the unknown. So
yeah. So maybe it's a good time to take a break.
Right.
Well, we did take a poll the other day. It was, are you still shidduch dating right now? We had about 390 responses from this. And the answer of the poll was no. Yep. The answer was no. Most people did say no. It was a 30% no. 30% said no. 70% said no. 30% said yes. So that was pretty big. Most people actually did respond to this that they listened to this podcast primarily on the drive home. So it's 50-50 about on that poll. 48 to 52. But now I guess everyone's listening to it right now, which is cool.
Some people say they listen to it at their job. They still have one.
If they still
at their work.
At their work.
That's true. So how would you communicate now? So like Misty, you're out with a guy and you're social distancing, doing well, and then he's like, oh, by the way, like I just got the business I was in just totally closed up,
which is happening a lot. You have to understand, like it's been happening. Yeah. Even big like lawyers.
Are you going to be nice to the guy? Are you going to say, you know what?
Why do you think I'm mean?
Well,
a little
you women out there.
Whoa, never say you women.
You women.
So
the worst thing you can say on this podcast is you Avery. You're an Avery, you Averyite. So that's the worst thing you can be.
No.
Avery, you look like you're coming down with something.
I had it already. I passed it on to like 10 women, 10 girls.
On our Zoom. We're doing this on Zoom. It's a pretty cool episode here. We're making do. Mm-hmm. So no, but what would you tell? What would if a guy just say, "Yeah, I lost my job, so you're gonna have to work and support me the rest of my life"? Like,
not happening. No.
But that's mean. He lost his job from hurricane COVID-19.
Let's say I also lost my job. Then what? We're both screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we're
both collect unemployment and stimulus checks.
Or that.
Yeah. Hey, look. I mean, people are dropping sponsors. People are dropping things like that. So it's a challenge. I think it depends how temporary this is. That's what it means. And we have another call.
We do. We have another call. Caller, what is your name?
Hello. My name is Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. Welcome to the podcast.
I cannot believe I got on, guys. I'm so excited.
We had a lot of callers. We have like 8 people backed up in our call log, and Misty was like number 6. So number 6, welcome. So Rosie.
Oh my gosh, it's Hashgacha Pratis. Hello.
Hashgacha Pratis. So tell us your thoughts. Tell us everything going through your mind. Should you date?
Everything.
Can you date? How do you date?
Oh my gosh.
Wearing gloves, wearing masks. What if he doesn't wear a mask? What if he doesn't wear gloves? We're talking about a lot of stuff.
I think that a question that people have to start asking now is like, what has your exposure been to the virus? Like, I would feel comfortable going on a date with somebody if we're like 6 feet apart in a public place, as long as, he hasn't, like, I don't know, maybe he's been home with somebody or he's going into work. Right. I don't know. That's just
no one's going to work.
Should we hold off on dating until there's antibody testing and there's sufficient testing in this country, which might not come till September? Like, because people need to date.
Like, how is that possible? How can we do that? I'm at a loss. I need you guys to tell me what to do.
Well, I said
Really
So we have a machlokas right here.
Yeah.
Avery says don't date. Okay, now I'm telling you is you can do as follows, and I've said already on the program. What you should do is get set up with someone. Start texting each other. Just text. Send a few texts to each other.
Okay.
And now if you're feeling it from text, you will go to voice notes. Then start voice noting each other.
I have to say, a voice note is a level. A voice note is a level.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you know what's even a worse and more stressed out level than voice notes?
FaceTime.
Videoing.
Yeah.
So why would you jump into the deep
I cannot
when you're
imagine.
treading in the shallow?
I agree with you. I agree. I don't think a first date FaceTime is possible. It would be so bad.
It's so awkward.
Bad.
It's super awkward.
There's no way to do it. There's no way to do
awkward.
it. And I've had some shadchanim out
It's
there. I won't mention who, but she tried conning me into doing a first date FaceTime, and I was like, no. We're just bickering back and forth, and now she might be proven wrong.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, personal experience. I'm waiting. Like we just said yes to a guy, and I like it's been stalled for a month. What should I do, guys? Tell me,
I really feel for the girls out there because the dating is hard enough as it is. Then top that with the corona, who knows when this cloud
over.
Do you think, caller, Rosie, do you think that after this ends, God willing, this Magaf is gone, do you think when you get a Shidduch resume, it's not only going to say their identification number for the genetic testing, but it'll also say COVID-19 negative?
Well, shouldn't it be, COVID-19 positive and then negative? Because then they have better immunity.
Positive
That's much
is better. Yeah,
right. It would be positive or
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah.
So that could be it.
Um,
Would you go out with a guy if it said,
IJ comes with negative, just in general. But
I'm my own category.
all the negatives. I think it's better to go out with somebody who had it and then not, because even if you have it, it's like a less risk of infecting somebody.
Yeah, but now we're being discriminatory. What about first it's
I don't know,
you should go out with someone who had COVID-19.
Too ahead in the future here. I feel like you guys are too ahead. You're thinking too ahead. There's a problem now that has to be fixed.
Right. So like I was saying, so my solution's pretty perfect until you get to that point. But you basically start voice noting, and then after the voice notes, you'll be able to tell fairly quickly. You might need a little push from the shotgun.
I like that.
Then you start videoing, and now I would say somewhere between 3 and 5 dates in after videoing, voice noting, and texting, you're going to want to meet them in person. 100% go do that. Now,
I think that there's no problem with meeting somebody in person.
Yeah, why can't you meet them in the park, sit in your car, meet them in the park, wear gloves, wear a mask, don't go with it. What's the problem with that?
Right. Guys, I'm waiting for a press release about this. Like, where is it?
Well, we're in consultation with the White House.
Guidelines.
Yeah, we have
been on the case.
We have a Shidduch podcast White House correspondent.
Right. Okay, I have a question for you guys.
Geraldo Herrera.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay, do you think that people are going to start taking dating more seriously and getting engaged sooner just because, like, there's just less things to talk about?
I think some people...
Like, you can't people watch together.
Good question. I think some people in our community will just start getting engaged sooner because their parents will push them and say, hey, you can make a quick backyard wedding, 10 people, one piece of sesame chicken per person for 10 people.
But you're rushing it. Is that good?
Yeah, people want to capitalize on
people
that.
do. Jews do. I don't know about people, but Jews. But is it good? Is it good to rush? Sometimes
don't
the
do it because
longer...
you're desperate. People are desperate now. It's like, oh, let me just do it. That's like...
That's a good question. I don't think
that I feel, but not on the desperation side. Just more like you're just more focused.
Or that could be.
Good.
Like how much small talk could you make over FaceTime? Like it's
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a real problem.
It's doable. It's doable. Well, we want to actually hear from all the long distance daters out there because this is what they've been going through for years. People who live in LA, people who live in Cleveland, people who live in St. Louis, Skokie, Illinois.
I think you need to get
Texas.
these people on. You need to get these people on to tell them about your experience. Because,
We are.
Like,
we are.
I'm not so positive about this because I've had bad experience long distance. So I'm excited to hear about people's positive experiences.
And that's what we're gonna do. But thank you so much for calling, Rosie.
Right,
it's been a pleasure. Send us an email. You've been great. We're gonna.
I look towards you guys as like my older siblings.
Oh,
to,
thank you.
Navigate, and you just help everybody out.
Do you
So
have
thank you.
email the show that you called? We'll call you back for another episode. You sound fun.
Okay, awesome. I have a lot of opinions.
Yeah, email us. Okay, you can get the email. It's somewhere else.
Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
I'll look on your Instagram. Bye. Have a good day.
Hey listeners, it's Misty from the Nobody Talk Shidduchim podcast, and I understand that between work, school, and your Shidduch responsibilities, it can be really difficult to find time to read. Well, now, thanks to Audible, you can listen to your favorite books and authors anywhere at any time. I love that I've been able to catch up on the latest audiobooks with Audible, including some audiobooks by my favorite authors, John Grisham, Colleen Hoover, and Rachel Hollis. Whether I'm in my car, at the gym, shopping for groceries, or even during bad dates, I love how convenient Audible is. Here's how you sign up for the Audible. Just click on the link in our show notes and you get a free 30-day trial along with 3 free audiobooks. Remember, the average person reads 12 books a year, so don't be average.
And you're on the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. Caller, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
We're good. What is we got COVID-19 going on. There's a lot of stuff. What are your shidduch thoughts? It's open mic day.
But I just hope that Fredo isn't allowed to touch Mike.
Fredo is not allowed to touch the mic.
No.
So what are your thoughts on are you going to date? Are you going to let Governor Cuomo, President Trump hold you back and some crazy shidduch coach neighbor? Mm-hmm. Are you going to allow them to hold you back from dating?
So for me, the answer is yes. I personally don't like the idea of strictly video dating. I think dating requires a really personal connection that requires meeting face to face. And I don't think it's such a good idea to do it over a video call. Even the activities, like the cute, and I understand people are trying, but it's just not for me. No, when I mean connection, I don't mean through touching. I mean through emotionally being there to see a person's expressions in real time.
Good point. Thanks so much for calling in.
Okay, we have another caller. Welcome to the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast, caller.
What's your name?
You're on with IJ, Avery, and Miss D.
Who are we speaking to?
Sir, so we're talking about shidduch dating during COVID-19. Would you date a girl who brings no mask but wears gloves? Go.
How distant are we?
How distant? You tell me. The ball is in your ground.
Yeah.
Miss D?
6 feet.
Listen, I'm machmir. I hold like the Chazanich. I'm the biggest sheet. You got to be at least 12 feet.
12 feet. So you're going.
That
You're
works.
double. You're being. Yeah.
It's a machlekes hamedinas. The Americas hold 6 feet. The Eretz Yisrael holds 8 feet. Who knows what the Chinese hold? So I make my own cheapest.
Right. And if she offers you a live bat on the date, what do you do?
Oh
What do you
my
do?
gosh.
You accept it?
If what? No, it's sort of brought things to a halt.
Right.
Are you happy with that hold?
I'll quote my good friend. His name is Yitzi. He says all the time, after something bad necessarily happens, he's like, I would get pissed.
Ooh.
But knowing that Hashem runs the world, how could I get pissed?
Oh,
was
Givaldic. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, caller, for calling. And you can keep on listening and tuning in to the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. Have a wonderful day. Okay, we have another caller. Welcome to the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast, caller.
Good option.
How many dates you think it could last to Zoom? Because, obviously we say Zoom, it's a catchy term, but, we could FaceTime, we could WhatsApp, whatever means you have, whatever resources. But how many dates does it take, to Zoom and then just say, well, you know what? Like, can we meet in person?
Right. So good question. I think a lot depends on the guy and the girl in question. I don't think there is any right answer. I mean, I was speaking to a certain girl we met 3 times on Zoom. I do notice that on Zoom, I think that in general, in my experience, the sessions just last shorter. Like a quote-unquote first date will probably be an hour on Zoom. Maybe an hour and a quarter, something even shorter, and then it kind of
That's long.
maxes out a little bit. But
Right.
yeah, but I don't. I mean, I spoke to her 3 times, and then with that personal, with that specific connection, I didn't feel like there was any further we could go on Zoom. And I said to her,
Right.
Maybe after Zoom, at Corona, let's try and pick up in person. But for now, I don't think it's going any further. But I think it could vary.
So here's the question, and something that we've been contending and debating and struggling with is it even right now for people to go out and meet when there's all these shelter-in-place regulations, and even to walk into a park when the government is literally telling you that it's almost against the law, and it could be, somewhat of a pikuach nefesh, meaning that there's no minyanim going on. It's a dangerous time to do weddings and have gatherings of people. Is it even right for people to go out on a shidduch date? Why not just maybe, as I think, just put a hold on everything and just stop it for the time being? So it's also something to contend with.
You can't hold love back,
Right.
Avery. You can't. Love wins.
I hold-
2012 Supreme Court ruling.
That's not what your last 15 to 20 shidduch dates have said. They've held it back big time.
Oh.
What do you think, Mr. Meyer?
It's definitely a tough question. I definitely am not into the the whole flaunting, and I definitely don't think it's a good idea to flaunt the idea that you're out on a date when to be dressed up nicely and going through a stroll in the park when there's all this stuff going on and people are there's the stay-at-home orders and shelter in place and things like that. But I definitely agree with IJ that I don't think that you can just put a hold on everything. I mean, I think it's important for us to try to, to remain active and to try to continue. Yeah.
Is it more? Is
for those of us who are single, it's hard.
Is the treatment? Is the how bad? How much worse can the prevention be than the actual cure itself? Right. We have to continue with as much normalcy as possible.
And these are great questions, and that's why we're bringing them up. For
Dr. Fauci, President Trump, Cuomo, where we have the APACs, we know the numbers, we know who could be hit, obviously. We have our Rabbanim saying other things. Okay, you know what, Mr. Meyer, we really appreciate you
Thanks for your call.
coming on, and we're going to continue with another caller. And caller, welcome to the Nobody Talks Shidduchim special Shidduch and COVID-19 crisis episode. Misty wants to ask you a question.
Misty, you know who it is.
Hey, wait, who remind me?
Oh,
Hey,
this is
girl,
a planted.
I know
This
who
is
you
a
are.
planted call.
No, this is not planned, but either
It's
way,
not planned.
I love
Not
the
planned.
Nobody
This is
Talks.
what Obama used to
Not
do with the
planned.
media. He'd have his people in there, and they'd ask him softball questions. So Misty has her play softball, huh? We're playing softball here.
Yeah, you'll be all Doctor.
So let me ask you. Okay, you decide you're dating this guy now on Zoom, caller, and it's the 3rd date in, and you're like, man, he's hounding me. He's like, can we just go out? We'll social distance. We'll wear masks. We'll wear gloves. I need to see you. What would you do? Go.
So nice, so flattering. Which, by the way, this actually did happen.
No.
He did it with his the guy did it. But it was with his rub. It was with his rub's consent. He felt like if something is something is very important, the rub's paskin that if you feel it's worth it, then it's worth it. So we actually did meet in a park, and both our parents were pretty comfortable with it. We came in separate cars. We
I was
actually
gonna
played
ask,
basketball, and then hand sanitized, which was really adorable because there's still that interaction, but we kept it really pretty distant. So it could be done. Actually, yeah, it didn't end with this guy. We both went our separate Zooms, but
So you only met
could
once?
happen.
You only met
Yeah,
once? Right.
Yeah.
But then you ended it after it was over after that, right? You weren't going to get serious, from what it seems,
No,
right?
no.
Yeah. Was it the basketball that
The
did it,
whole
or the
corona-
coronavirus?
No, the basketball was fun. The corona puts an easy perspective because you kind of makes decisions easier. Like you're either you want to like pursue this long haul or not.
Well, it's a great out
I have
also.
a friend who
It's a great out.
Right.
Just imagine that you're dating somebody that you hate. You know, that or someone that you just like want
Why
to
would
end
you
with.
date someone that you hate?
Well, or you just all of a
They
sudden
say-
decide to hate them. You know, haterade. You know, I just had a lot of
say
exes
if
that done
you're
that.
dating-
Right.
And then you just say, "Oh,
if you're
coronavirus, I
dating
gotta end
someone
it. Coronavirus, we're done.
Yes.
Blame it on the virus.
The shidduch is over." So it's a
Yeah.
good out. in that sense.
But Miss D's friend, Miss D's friend,
You can call me Tiffany.
Tiffany. Okay.
Okay.
Miss Caller Tiffany. Now, do you think that this gentleman is is a leader in the issues of the Shidduch crisis? He makes you meet him. He doesn't treat you out for food. His own hand sanitizer.
He's cheap.
No, he's following the protocols, and I think there's something so also like for a guy's end, like there's so much less expectation for a guy on the
Oh
date.
yeah.
So he
I'm gonna
gets
say
to
that.
come and be so much more relaxed
Yeah.
that
It's easier
he
for
just
you
vibes
guys.
off each other.
Right. There's a lot less planning involved. I have a
Yeah.
good friend who's dating somebody
Exactly.
currently. I have a good friend who's dating someone, and he's just stuck in no man's land. Like there's nowhere to go, nothing to do. He
But
went
it's
on a
easier
date.
in a way, no?
He went on a date the other day, and he was like to me, he said, "You know, I just had this date. I went to a park. She was there." And he couldn't tell if it was either a bad date because of the depressing situation of what the corona is doing, or if it was naturally just getting to the point where the dates were just not as good because, you know, they couldn't feel each other out. So he was in a bit of a bind. He's going to go out again.
Yeah.
He'll try, you know, I told him improvise, you know, do something more, bring maybe a board game, bring some sort of game
Yeah.
with you. You know, you have to really get creative during this
That's
corona
true.
time.
Right.
Yeah, Tiffany, remember we were speaking
tell you-
before about it. Remember, like, you were saying how during this time you could really see how someone handles, like, crisis
Yeah.
or whatever. Because you see how, are they, like, positive about it? Are they more, like, depressed about it? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like there's
Yeah.
definitely like a foreboding, like by default. But really, when it is the right one, like you're both able to like go past that. Like on the down low, like one of my closest friends is dating someone legit only 2 weeks
Right.
since this whole thing, but they were just set up on Zoom and they're progressing really nicely. Literally, like they're talking engagement. I don't know how it happens, but yeah,
Wow.
like
Whoa.
when it's right, I guess it's right.
Right.
But he basically
That's
told her
nice.
like eventually he wants to make up for all the dates they didn't have,
Right.
which I thought was really nice.
Okay, let's see if that happens after marriage. You know, that's what they say now.
It's fine. But,
We'll
like,
see what-
but I'm saying, no, but like when you acknowledge that like you're missing out on the dating, but if it's the right person, I think you can both get past it.
You're
That's
saying
what I
it doesn't
mean.
matter then if it's the right person.
It doesn't matter. When it's right, it's right. So whether it's, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
good point.
I like
And
that.
thanks for coming on to highlight the challenges
I
that's going on in the
appreciate-
shidduch
I appreciate the
world right now.
opportunity.
Thank
you
you.
guys. You're
Yes,
Thank
like,
you.
yes, you're
Thank you,
great.
Tiffany.
Thank you so much, caller.
Thank you.
Misty, take this one.
Okay, we have another call. Caller, welcome to the Nobody Talks Shidduch podcast special COVID-19 Shidduch crisis episode. What's your name?
Woodmere.
What?
Whoa, do that
What
again.
was that? What's your name?
Ira from Woodmere.
Ira.
Did you call us before,
I
Ira?
know.
I have.
Welcome. How did it work out with that girl?
Well, we're actually engaged.
Oh, no way. Get out of here.
mazel tov.
Congratulations. Mazel,
Wow.
mazel
The first
tov.
nobody talks shidduchim shidduch.
No, it's like number 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Amazing.
And I know you guys.
What are your
thanks to you guys.
Oh, you're
come
so
on,
kind.
stop.
What are your initial thoughts? Go ahead. You did a great job many episodes ago. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say, I know a lot of people are having a hard time with the dating situation with the COVID-19, and I know for myself, being engaged has been very, very difficult. And what we've actually been doing, and I've suggested it to others. Of course, once you get engaged, you're an expert on all things dating. So
True.
I was telling people that you can do these social distancing dates the same way people will go on walks or they'll go bike riding. You could do a social distancing date outdoors. As the weather starts to get nicer, it's kind of like a yeshivish date.
Okay, but the question
Very
is it
far from
right
each
for
other.
people to go out while there's this shelter in place?
I just think that
I understand it's not ideal, and I think Zoom is obviously a way to go. But we all know Zoom can only take you so far.
Right.
At some point,
Right.
you need the human interaction. And of course, that goes without saying, all the precautions to be taken. So like real social distancing, outdoors. Not in contained areas. And I really think that you can at least get something on, because we have no idea how long this is going to go for, and it's really
we're getting an idea how long it's going to go for. The problem is, how different are things going to be after this? Weddings are going to be different.
Exactly.
Vorts are going to be different.
Yeah.
Shul's going to be different.
Yeah, listen,
God willing, we'll get back to
sure.
God willing, we'll get back to a much better place. We're just going to go to it. We shouldn't go back to where we were. We're going to go back. We're going to go somewhere forward. We're going to move forward. But yeah, it's going to take a while to go to some person in your neighborhood's wedding who you maybe really didn't want to go to, but now you have COVID-19 as an excuse, et cetera, et cetera. I can go on and so forth. Misty, representing the ladies, wanted to ask you a question.
No, I agree with you. I have no question, but I agree with what you're saying.
So
sure.
yeah, so there are girls who would agree with you.
That's just my thought process. That it's a very difficult situation for singles, and a lot of times girls sometimes even feel it more than guys, and we have to try to do our best in a safe way. The same way people go to the supermarket, because yes, I understand that.
Right, that's a good point.
Essential. People's mental health is essential, and I think if we're really smart about it and we're really strict about it, I think it definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely doable. Again, look, let's just take it as is, right? Let's continue, right? All these rabbis in the beginning, I beg you, let's not shidduch date. There are other ways to date. We can do Zoom. We can be on the phone. I mean, I don't understand we'll have to stop dating. Now, of course, but
not everyone's saying that.
But of course, right, not everyone's saying that. So now we're at a point where you can text the girl. It could take a half hour. You can then set up a Zoom. You can then look, Zoom. We're all millennials here, give or take. Okay, we can FaceTime. It's pretty easy. We could FaceTime, and then why not? Why not be able to meet the girl in the park? You drive in, she drives in. You wear gloves, she's wearing gloves. You're wearing a mask, she's wearing a mask. You both have hand sanitizer, etc. You're standing 13 feet away. Okay, what's the problem with that? So we appreciate you advocating on those behalf, Ira.
Yeah. Now, one other point I want to talk about was, I don't know if you guys discussed this yet, about pretty much for engaged people like myself.
Oh yeah.
I personally, I don't even have a wedding day. Like it's up in the air.
It's tough.
Boy.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. We also, I also need to still go on dates. Like, we're engaged. Like, I haven't seen the girl in 3.5 weeks.
Right.
Oh, really?
Easy.
What have the Rabbanim told you? What have they said? To make a date or to just...
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, we're doing like these social distancing dates, and then she went to her hometown, which is not in New York. I'm from New York.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't been able to see each other. So, yeah, most of the Rabbanim just say, like, just suck it up, and that's it.
Well, I mean, if you think back into the Hasidic, way of dating, they go on dates and they don't even know what the other person looks like for 15 minutes. So obviously it can be done. Is it ideal?
Should it be done?
Is it ideal? Probably not. Would some people rather not see their spouse for a while?
You probably wouldn't mind.
That there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. And hopefully we'll look back at this and see a blip on the radar screen. So
great job, great job.
And thank you guys so much. Thank you guys, and enjoy. And if you guys have any ideas for activities or anything,
we're going to discuss that actually in the episode. And of course, God willing, we'll once this the Shidduch crisis is over, we'll make a new podcast called Now Everyone's Engaged. Now what? All right. Anyway, thank you very much, Ira. Bye.
Bye.
Let's say now you're doing everything right, caller, and you're trying to continue dating a girl. Okay. Maybe some ideas, right? So you're going to the park, you're social distance walking, then you bring a Frisbee. What more can you do? Should you bring a game? Can you play a game outside?
See, I like that idea, actually. That would be...
Well, now you know. Now you can continue shidduch
where-
dating.
That's true, but you have to have a shidduch also, which is hard because usually people are...
Because you're someone who has their life together, right? That's what everyone's... That's the problem everyone had before this thing.
No, I can't say I have my life together. That's for sure not true.
Okay.
That's why I'm working on me. But, be honest about these things. But with being even working on yourself, and let's say people who consider themselves ready to go and date, whatever it is. I mean, I think I'm ready to date, and nobody's perfect, but I don't think I have my life together, like in that sense. But
Okay, well.
let's say you have somebody, and you are on a date. I think the frisbee thing, I didn't think about that, but frisbee thing is actually quite a good idea because you could wear gloves and play frisbee, and it's not like, or bring Purell, whatever.
And if you don't like her, throw the frisbee at her head and just call it a day.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
I'm considering it. I've done that.
Classic Avery.
No, I think
do you believe this guy? I mean, what was your name again, caller? David, you said?
David, yeah.
David, were you seeing anyone before the COVID-19?
Not particularly. No, I was looking into somebody, but
Now, so what happened there? They canceled. They pulled out because of COVID-19.
No, not that pulled out. I think just didn't continue going through with it because the practicality of
The
getting
preconceived
together,
notions, especially at the time. What would your message be to
Yeah.
those people who are shidduch dating right now? Quickly, in a few words. We have another caller.
I
that's
would
why.
say, just I think continue. If you have something, at least try to maintain some contact, whether video chatting or however it is. If you are to maintain that, I guess that bond or whatever it is that you have, and see where that goes.
Okay, great.
Okay, thanks, David.
Excellent,
Appreciate
Dave.
calling
Thank you
in.
so much for
Thank
calling
you.
in. We good to hear from you again, buddy. All right, stay safe. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens! It's RJ, the Tiger King here. No, just
my
kidding.
gosh.
I actually saw the Tiger King.
We
I
know.
saw it. I love it. Everyone out there, go watch the freaking Tiger King. It's amazing. But in closing, I'll have to leave off with this. This is a real serious time. It's scary. We don't know what's going to happen, and things are really tough. It's okay, and it's fine, and we need to support one another, and we need to be there for one another. So whatever you got to do to maintain your cool and continue living, do so. If shidduch dating, if you're your business is closed, you can't work, you can't go out, you can't be social, you can't run a not-for-profit, you can't do any of those things, and you're like, but I might still be able to go shidduch dating and continue to grow myself as a human being, go and do it. Stay safe, be smart. I'm not telling you people do anything because you're the smartest audience in the world. Misty.
Yeah, with this whole crisis,
Oh, hi,
it's so
Misty.
unprecedented. Thank you. Misty, your voice changed. With this, that's my hungry voice.
You were
With-
saying.
With this unprecedented crisis that we've never gone through, which on top of the already difficult time people have in dating as it was, obviously this threw a wrench into everything that we could even imagine what dating could be, meaning that there's nowhere to go. It's difficult to find things to talk about. It's a challenge to get serious within your dating, and obviously
Right.
people struggle with technology, and then getting to the Zoom dating, it's really a tough time. I think people just have to do what's most comfortable for them. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own, neurotic and neuroses, as they call it in. So it's really challenging, and everyone has to look at the inside of what they think will be the best thing for them in terms of dating. And if you're comfortable with Zoom, go right ahead. Obviously put on a good filter. If you're comfortable going out
True.
and maintaining social distancing, do it. Do it smartly. Don't be facetious. Don't break the rules. Don't do things that, you would get you in trouble with other people and would make people think, wrong things about you. And obviously it's just wrong, to put people in danger by not doing it within social distancing and going to places. So, having said that, just do what's comfortable for you. Miss D, what do you think about that?
In closing, Miss D.
I agree with both of you
closing.
that if you want to date, you should date. But if you don't want to date, definitely don't. Don't push yourself, like you were saying, to do anything. And I think what's most important now is everyone's mental health, and that can you have to take care of yourself first, and if that means I need to go on Zoom dates and stuff, so do that. But if it means no, I really can't right now, that's what it means, and that's totally cool too. So definitely, like you guys are saying, listen to yourself and what you think is best for you, and go with that. That's my thing.
That's really good. That's really good advice. So thank you everyone for being here today. We have done this from 3 separate places, and it's virtually signing off. It's Captain IJ from the Nobody Talks Shidduch podcast. You guys rock. Hey listeners, it's IJ from the Nobody Talks Shidduch podcast. I wanted to take a moment to tell you about Greenpoint Podcast Studio. It's where we record. We record there every single episode. It is a beautiful, newly renovated, brand new, right in the heart of Greenpoint in Brooklyn. And it's basically a little bit close to Williamsburg, just a few minutes from Flatbush, Borough Park. If you're in Queens, it's close to there. And hey, if you're in the 5 towns or New York City, it's just a quick 25 to 35 minute drive away. So you can follow them or get in touch with them by going to greenpointpodcaststudio.com to book your next podcast session.
The LMNO Broadcast Network.